All right, live on YouTube and Facebook, waiting for Instagram to pick up. Hold on. Going live on Instagram. What is going on, everybody?
Hey.
Here we go.
Let's see.
It's been a busy week. It's only Wednesday.
Only Wednesday. Oh, there we go.
Oops, I X'd out of it now. I don't know where it went.
Looks like we're live, everybody. We're live. What's up, Patriotic Pangolin?
PP.
PB. Oh, boy.
You know me.
PP, you know me.
The top fans thing is, I meant to mention that last week. Is that new?
I don't know.
It's a couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah, it's been up for a little bit.
What's up, Steven? How are you, bud?
Steven's number one.
Now,
Actually, Tib was number one.
I'm curious how Patriotic Pangolin doesn't have a top fans.
It's
He's
whoever
on
makes them. It's whoever makes the most comments.
I mean,
okay.
But Steven does, and oh, now he's got one. Now
It's
he's
a
got a little-
competition who can make more comments now.
All right,
I like it.
It's not just OnlyFans. It's NeoMag fans.
everybody, try to make the most comments, and then you can have a little cool thing next to you.
King of the comments.
Cool crown. Very good, very good. All right. We are live on all locations, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to live. Welcome to the Life, Liberty, and Equipped podcast live. Michael, you're dropping your iPad. What an
iPad
embarrassment.
With my notes.
Cracking open beers over here, Mike.
Yeah, it's a Red Bull
I
commercial.
always want to pour a whiskey so bad for this.
But it's the middle of the freaking day.
I know. Well,
It's
that
Wednesday.
doesn't bother me so much. It's the WOD that I'm going to do in a couple hours.
Oh
is-
yeah.
The immediate
Shift it.
heartburn that I would have
Oh,
during that WOD if I drank right now,
yeah.
it'd be awful.
It's bad.
You should do it anyways
I need to get back to trying to do morning workouts
with bourbon.
with bourbon.
All right.
Work out first.
All right. It's 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock. You ready?
Are we going live?
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Life, Liberty, and Equip Podcast. I'm Greg Davis, founder of NeoMag and a firm believer that life is worth living boldly, liberty should be used for good, and we all have a calling to be equipped to pursue it. Every week, we explore what it means to live with intention and carry the tools and mindset that prepare us for whatever comes. We'll dive into topics around the freedoms we cherish, the gear we trust, and the skills that equip us. It's more than a podcast. It's a mission. Life, liberty, and equipped to pursue it. Let's get started.
Everybody, PP is king of the comments.
We're coming to you live on the NeoMag YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook accounts. We'll be bringing your live comments into the conversation today. If you're listening to the recorded podcast, you can catch us every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern to be part of the live. You can get involved with us on our Discord server. Link is in the chat and show notes. And if you're part of the NeoMag Insiders Club, we will have a discount code ready for you later in the show. Insiders Club is free to join, and you'll get access to exclusive episodes, discounts, and more. You can sign up using the pop-up on our website at theneomag.com. Also hosting with me today is Nate Hills,
What's going on, everybody?
Michael Billings,
What's up, team?
and Mr. Tiberius Giblin.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, we got a comment from the Facebooks.
Oh, yeah?
Kendall Salisbury says hi from Tucson. Hi, Kendall.
Hi.
Welcome to the live, buddy.
I forgot the sounder last week, so I'm not going to forget it this week. Here we go.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really.
It does.
Get busy living. Or get busy dying.
dying. There it is.
There you go.
There it is. That's it.
Life, liberty, equipped to pursue it. Each one of those is a segment for today's podcast. And so life, this segment, we just like to just kind of have some relaxed conversation about what's going on with us. If you guys have anything you want to share, this is your opportunity to hop in those comments. It's kind of cool on YouTube now. You get like a little crown top fan based on comments. So let's see who can steal number one.
I have to go
Comments.
log out and log into mine. Start commenting.
Penguin's got to Seems like a huge lead. 75. I don't know what XP is, but he has 75 XPs.
Good job, buddy.
Steven and Tib are tied at 25.
Oh, I need to start commenting then.
Get on it.
Yeah, we gotta step up our game.
Get on it.
Oh, I'm not even ranked. Oh, I'm number 2 now.
Oh, look at that.
Big money, no whammies.
All those 100s. I wonder if they're coming from me.
Yeah. So if you're live with us, love to hear from you. What's been going on with you? What's new? I'm gonna start over here on my left, Michael. What's going on with you?
Yeah, so I'm heading out of town this evening or tomorrow morning, bright and early, heading to Knoxville this weekend, my home state of Tennessee. Super excited about that. Tibbs, you're gonna have to skydive with me. Just throwing you under the canopy here. You're gonna do it. But we got GoalCon this weekend. So last year was the first year that they hosted GoalCon. It was a great event. They had the range day, private events, guest speakers, and I was fortunate enough to go with my company. And this year, I'm back again with media. Super excited to be there, to be networking with a lot of companies. It's a little bit different than other events. SHOT Show was vendor shows, and MBS, all of these are vendors event. This event is a lot more of not the influencers, but the leaders and the mentors in the industry that are there to be an advocate for us as a voice, but also to introduce new products, new regulations that can help aid us in what we're doing in the industry across the board. And I'm excited to be able to actually attend that this year and listen. That's the, I said it, I did it. It's okay. I can't do, we got to fix that one. You guys are rubbing off on me, but I am super excited to be here
shock
for that.
collars every time someone says,
Oh, no.
You just called us out.
Yeah, he did. I called you guys out because you had my iPad fall and made fun of me. So, and I'm throwing Tibbs under the bus. So Tibbs going to be there this weekend. I'm going to pass the stick to you, big dog, but you have to go skydiving with me. We're going.
So real quick, for those who don't know, what is GoalCon? Who puts on GoalCon? All that.
So Gun Owners of America is who hosts and puts on GoalCon. I can speak on one person, Jared Yanis, off the top of my head, but I know he has a massive team. I'm doing again. There's a lot of people that I don't know, but they are an extremely large organization in the last couple of years, just rapidly grown. They're lawyers, they're all skill sets, all walks of life that are here to make a difference. And a lot of it has to go with the laws, the regulations, the unconstitutional policies that are being put and enforced in front of us right now. And I believe they've been fighting for the Suppressor Act or the Silencer Act or whichever clause they want to name it later on. But to stand up against the NFA and the tax stamps, which we've seen some progression in that. So I am excited to actually go back and sit back and be a student and learn more about what Goals has to offer versus just the vendor event, the shows, and the companies. That's a huge benefit, but the growth aspect is learning how I can be a better contributor to the industry versus being just another company there selling a product or advertising a product.
Another pretty face.
Yeah, super pretty face.
So I'll second what Michael said. Gun Owners of America is a great organization. If you are looking to support an organization that will fight for your freedoms, Second Amendment, Gun Owners of America, Firearm Policy Coalition, and whatever good local organization you have is where you should put your money, in my opinion. I'm supposed to be going to Goals to promote NeoMag and promote my YouTube channel. What I'm actually going to do all weekend is just follow Michael around. Just going to cat call him and record him and harass him the entire weekend. That's my whole plan.
I got the VIP email, so technically I'm VIP now.
Ooh,
VIP influencer.
No, but there's a lot of this is only the second year, like Michael said, and they added a lot of big names. Like they added Glock and Canik and all these big companies for them to only be doing this for 2 years. And they have, if you look at the list of vendors, it is a ton of companies and a lot of really big companies. So they're doing a great job. And supposedly they're supposed to be moving this. It's not going to be in Knoxville every year. It's going to be moving kind of like the NRA show. I don't know that to be 100% true, but like one of the head guys at Goals told me that was his goal, is to move it around and get to see different people throughout the country. So great organization. And this is my first year going, so I'm interested in checking it out.
I thought you went last year.
Nope. There was
an event you guys were at, right?
Yeah, we were in Texas the same weekend for
Yeah,
buying group show.
You're complaining about the heat, I remember.
Yeah, because it was.
It's
walk on.
100. It's 104 in Fort Worth, and only 87 in Knoxville. So sign me up for that.
Good buddy from my church was down in the stockyards. He posted a picture last weekend of being in the stockyards. I told him, I was like, I'm slightly jealous that he's there because that was a super cool area. But he also said it was like 105 or something like that. I'm like, I'm less jealous now.
You want to go back in February when Nate and I
Yes.
went, because it was perfect.
That's what I'm planning on going.
It was amazing in February. Weather was great. I don't remember. It was 50s in the morning.
Oh,
Maybe it may have been in the higher 40s, but I feel it was 50s.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
perfect.
I think the warmest it got was mid 70s.
Little fall.
It was
Little mist
wonderful.
coming over.
The stockyards were great, super busy,
Yeah,
but
stockyards.
wonderful. It was awesome. It was a great trip.
We had a brief spell, like 60 degree weather for like
It's been
a couple
wonderful.
days.
I have no complaints right now.
Right now, it's been wonderful. And it's still. I was just outside for a little bit. It's still, the sun is still hot, but it's not crazy humid, and there's actually a nice little cool breeze. So it's bearable right now. Yeah, this weekend. So I was outside all last weekend. I had mentioned, I think last week, that I was going to be shooting in the state championship, and so the sporting clay state championship, which I did. As a brief description of my experience, the first day was a dumpster fire, followed by 3 days of fender benders. Just kind of rough. I had some high moments. I put up a couple good scores in a couple events, but overall, kind of frustrating. But that's kind of the name of the game. Outside of how I shot, I get to be there. I got to squad with my dad, with my uncle, with several good friends. So it's just a great time just to walk around shooting guns with people I love and just kind of enjoying that. So it was a good time.
Did the same tough stages get you?
It changes all the time.
It changes?
Yeah, there's no
Wasn't
same.
the same for over
There's
the
no
weekend?
same. No, it's it changes frequently. And so for the state shoot, they actually bring in target setters. So there are people that are like full-time target setters.
Wow, okay.
Really?
Yeah. They travel. They're generally somewhat regional. Like you'll have a guy that'll kind of do the northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast, and kind of cover these big areas. And they kind of have their own following of people that they enjoy their targets. They enjoy how they set targets because there's different ways to set them. You can there's the last couple of guys that have set the last couple of years, they aren't setting really anything all that far for the state shoot. Everything's within 30 yards. Like it's probably your max, but they will get you on. It might be speed. It might be just this right to left is over here. But to get to that second bird that's going left to right, your gun's going to be way out of the right area for the next target. So you miss it because you just can't get your gun back to it. But it was a really easy bird. So there's all sorts of ways to trick you, and these target setters are really good at what they do, and they make what looks like, oh, I can run the station into I walked out there with a 2 because
We all know what that's like.
I didn't read something. Like there is in sporting clays, you have to read the target and understand that the target setter is trying to trick you somehow. And if you don't see it, the most scary are the ones where like, this looks pretty straightforward and simple to me. Those are the scariest ones. The ones where it's, some fast far thing are like, okay, they're trying to get me because that's fast and far. Which is how the regional was last month. They actually brought in several target setters for that because it's a huge shoot. And the one target setter is known for, he was throwing, so there's different size clay pigeons. They're what's called a midi. It's like 70 millimeters.
Those are
and
tough.
This guy threw 2 middies off of a tower that was probably, 5-6 stories high.
Oh, wow.
And maybe 30, 40 yards out. He threw these 2 middies like full spring off the top of this tower. And there was, it's just, there's stuff like that honestly, I could get into a whole sporting clays podcast. We don't need to do that. But there are dumb birds and there are good birds. And some of the birds at regional, I think, were dumb. But this weekend, everything was great. It was a good time. And then, back home for a few days. And then I'm taking my son. He and I are going down to Tennessee. No, not Tennessee, Indiana, just on the other side of Kentucky border. That's not working, Michael.
It's failed twice.
We need to get you better case for your iPad.
He's using $1,000 iPad as a stand for a iPhone because
my iPad died.
So I'm taking my son down to TAC, which is the ultimate art. It's like, what is it? It's like the ultimate archery challenge is kind of what it is. And so it's a multi-day thing where there's several thousand people show up. There's vendors. There's a whole vendor town, and there's music, and it's just kind of this whole thing. So it's my first time going to it.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Me and my son are going to camp. My first time camping this year. I'm probably just as excited to go set up a tent and just camp and rough it for a couple of nights.
You guys are going to be sore. Entire weekend of shooting, pulling back all weekend. Oh man!
So each day we shoot one course.
Okay.
And a course is 25 to 30 targets. 30 targets.
Like practice.
It's and it's not like I go practice. I shoot 30 arrows in I don't know a half hour. This is 30 targets over. It takes
a couple hours.
Of at least a couple hours of the huffing this course because it's called the ultimate for a reason. They set targets. I'll probably be averaging shooting targets around 50, 60 yards.
Let's say you're probably just as tired from the walking between the targets as it is the actual pulling on the bow draw and everything.
That'll be fun.
They try to replicate real hunting. So if you were to go on an elk hunt, you're going to be huffing it for a while, right? And so it's to try to replicate what it's like to actually. So I mean, I bought a new backpack that I can pack food and water and stuff like that. You're going to be out there for, potentially 4 hours. So kind of depends how busy it is too. If there's people in front of you.
You have your plus up panel.
Oh yeah.
Well done, Michael.
We're on point today. Like and subscribe. Be sure to follow.
We actually have a cool comment from Instagram. So a gentleman, his handle is KD0, commented and it's talking about his life and what's going on in it, which is some unfortunate things, but he's doing something really cool. He said he recently lost his job due to some budget cuts and had some interesting interviews, but just things hadn't worked out. So he decided to take his experience in customer service and inventory, and he's going to start an e-commerce website, which is Christian based and going to be products based and focused in the EDC world. So if you guys are out there, go check out KD0'd, see what he's going to be bringing to the table. Life, liberty, bring that experience to the table. Christian based, pretty cool. Go check him out.
Good for you.
Nice.
Life.
We would love for him to sell our products too.
Yeah, there we go.
It'd be a good fit. EDC, Christian. Let me know.
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
There we go.
We do that.
Yeah. Nate, what's going on with you?
Nothing crazy. I had celebrated my 12th anniversary this weekend.
What?
Yeah, 12th anniversary. Floated on a river all day. Saturday with some friends. Did our town does what they call First Friday. They shut the downtown Wadsworth area down, and so the first Friday of the month is what they do. They shut the town down. They do different things depending on the theme. I actually don't know what the theme of this month's First Friday was. They did have a Meatloaf cover band that was not very good. They had.
I'm not sure I could tell the difference between a good and a bad.
Well, that's true. Band. That's true. That's fair. But they had a bunch of the stores that would normally be closed in the evening were open. The restaurants were open. They do have Dora in downtown Wadsworth, so you could get a drink and walk around. So we're there with some friends. So it was a wonderful weekend. It was packed full of activities with friends and family. So I have no complaints, but nothing crazy.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
How was the water? Was it cold?
At the river? Yeah. It was awesome. The weather was perfect Saturday. It started a little chilly first thing in the morning. It was, mid 60s, but we were in a raft. So it's not like you were in the river.
Gotcha.
About the time that it started to warm up, we started to warm up and you could jump in. The water was, to start the day was probably warmer than the air. It was steamy a little bit. So water was lovely. I had no complaints. It was a great, great day. Everyone came out a little sunburned and had a great time. So
we did on vacation. We did a 9-mile kayak trip down the Allegheny.
See, that's a lot of work. You're doing actual
Yeah,
stuff.
it was well.
When I say
I was trying to take it super easy because to me a kayak is like sitting in a lazy boy. You're sitting back, your feet are out, your feet are up. I'm sticking my feet over the edge. I'm wanting to float. But my son had other plans. His plan was, I wonder how many knots I can do down this river.
Yeah. You see, our annual, this is an annual river trip. We call it a canoe trip, but we haven't actually used a canoe for the probably last 4 years, something like that. We rent rafts, and you can get, technically you probably could fit like 5 adults in one of these rafts. We normally do 3 to 4 in a raft. I think we had 15 adults, maybe 16. I can't remember. And we had 4 rafts, and we end up lashing them all together. So it's just a big redneck yacht club, and we float.
Awesome.
And when we want to pull off, I was the one that did it. When we want to pull off, I would jump out of the raft and drag all of them off to the side, because there's no paddling 4 lashed rafts together. You don't paddle any of that.
Yeah,
You can't move that. So I would jump out, drag it off to the side. We'd get out, throw a frisbee. Then when we decided to go, you jump back in the raft and you push off and float some more. Yeah. I think the route, the section of the river from start to pull off was 7 miles. So if you actually paddle it, this year would have been even faster because it was the highest I've seen the river in a long time. You could probably do it in not even going fast. You could probably do it in 2 hours. We started at 9:30 and ended at 4:30. So
it was a long day.
We just hang out. It's about as casual as you can be. So it's a lot of fun. We just hang out. It's literally we try to make it as slow as we possibly can, because it's the
laziest of lazy rivers.
It's the laziest as we can be. So
now, do you have a raft for the cooler, or is that just not that type of float?
Oh no. The company that we do it through, they have a no hard cooler policy. So we all have bought soft coolers specifically for this. So you just throw a soft cooler in. My wife always makes a pasta salad in a bag. We all bring a bunch of snacks and drinks and all of that kind of stuff. So it all just sits in the raft. And when we stop, we eat. You have drinks throughout, all of that stuff. It's a great time. It really is. It's enjoyable.
So redneck moment, right? We would take the tubes and tie them to the kayak and put the cooler on the tube.
Mm-hmm. And there's plenty of people
that drift it off to the next person, pull it back.
Plenty of people do that as well. You see that all the time in the river. You can actually buy rafts.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically,
I've seen inside coolers. That's a cooler.
The next time I want to take what you get on the lake.
Yeah,
and you get the big one you can lay out, they pull you on a rope and just do that instead of the inner tube.
Well, and there's some people that do that. Obviously, they don't have the company assisting them with the pull out and everything, meaning they have to have somebody else come and drop them off and then pick them up. In this case, we're paying the company to push us out into the river and then pick us up at the other end. But we see people with literally those giant pull behind tubes with the seats and the whole 9 yards, and they're just floating down the river too. It's a great time. I mean, you just as casual as you possibly can be.
What's cool about the Allegheny is there's islands in the middle of the river that we'll hop off on.
Yep.
We'll explore the islands. You can actually camp on them. I always thought that'd be cool. I want to do it. You've done a multi-day. I want to do a multi-day trip. But there's islands you can pull off of. There are huge boulders off to the side that if you find the right ones, you have to look for the ones that have a rope hanging over, because then you know that you can swing and jump off of those. So we'd be looking for ropes hanging off. And
Mohican River is not quite as
it's barely a river.
I mean, it's deep enough that you can swim in some spots pretty well, but
a large creek.
So so it was great. It was a great weekend. I have no complaints.
Yeah, Penguin said he went out on a kayak at West Branch last week for 4 hours. Now, see, lake kayaking is so much work.
It was a lot of work. I went out 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, lake.
Everything was closed. So if you wanted to paddle, it's paddle all the way across the lake.
Yeah,
I'll do
every wake that you hit was a boat and a jet ski.
I'll do maybe a half mile if it's a lake.
Yeah, I was done.
Well, we were in Maine last summer. The lake we stayed on had some kayaks. And I would go out first thing in the morning. It's
when it's
perfectly
glass.
still. It's
when
glass.
It's glass. It's perfect.
I go out there because I would hear a loon, and I would just try to
find the loon.
I would try to find the loon.
Yep.
I never did, but that was fun.
Yep.
Very good. I'm glad everybody is doing well.
Seems like we've been busy on the weekends.
Yeah, it's been. I think we're all trying to get in our last hurrahs of the summer before kids go back to school.
And before it gets cold.
I'm looking forward to that.
Sweatshirt weather.
Yes.
Give me liberty! Oh, give me death!
What segment are we doing next?
Two arms.
Two arms. The two arms segment.
Two arms segment.
So, liberty segment today. Our liberty segment is where we talk about how we navigate using our liberties in today's world, especially in my thought is in how we serve. How do we make the world a better place? And I've got a topic today that I'm looking forward to having this conversation so that moving forwad, anytime this comes up, we can just send people links.
Yeah, just go watch
Say,
this.
Here you go. Just
Listen.
listen to this. We've talked about this
Touche.
ad nauseum. So today we're going to be talking about off-body carry.
What?
We should have
Dum,
like
dum,
a stat for that.
Who does that?
Dun, dun,
Hold on,
dun.
hold on.
Like the
Do I have
worst.
one?
You have one? Do you have a sound effect for that?
Is it?
You just have the creepy sound effect.
That's
That's like the closest.
Off-body carry or off-body carry.
That's probably more
that's probably-
appropriate.
that sounds
It
better.
depends on the the age of the person. It seems.
That's fair.
And the expertise apparently. Because
I need to add one that's
everybody's
like
an expert.
that's like groaning. I feel like I would be one I would use a lot. I need to make can you add that to your list? I need to find a
a
groaning.
groaning one. What about when spam callers call me?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
So off-body carry. So we all agree that defending ourselves and others is necessary use of our liberties. Carrying a firearm is one aspect of that, but are there ways that we shouldn't carry? I think that's kind of the greater question of this. Just off the bat, what's your guys' take on off-body carry? You know, so in a bag, I guess we could talk about in a car. You know, to me, I guess I'm more thinking about bag carry. What's your guys' thoughts?
I mean, I do it every day. So
Nate's pro.
yeah, well, I come to and from work. Generally speaking, if I go somewhere, meaning not work or home, I'll bring my gun with me, meaning I'll actually carry it. But I'm in a Pro 2A gun space. I have a rifle in my office. Do you guys hear chickens?
It's Tib.
Tib,
Did you hear that?
is your window open?
You have a chicken in your room?
That's
with you?
hilarious. Sorry.
They are very far away. I'm surprised you could hear that.
It's fine. I just stopped speaking and I could hear a chicken in the
It's
background.
the frequency of the chicken is.
We got baby chickens, and the older chickens are not happy.
Well, they're making noise. Anyways, sorry, train of thought issues. Yeah, so going to and from work, my gun is in my bag. It's always with me, but it goes into the bag when I go home. It comes to work with me in my bag. If I leave work and go somewhere else and get out of my vehicle, gun comes out of the bag and goes in my person. But I don't feel like it's terribly important to be in my person in the workspace where I am.
Yeah.
Here,
Especially here.
that's
it's-
I want it to be nearby me. I want to have it close by, but I don't feel like it's critical to be on my person here. I don't feel like it's critical to be on my person at home. I just want it nearby. And then when I get to a store or mechanic, wherever I'm going, then I'll put it on my person.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. We don't really go to many places, and I go to the same few places frequently. And
Grocery store. I go pick up food on my way home for my wife when she needs something for dinner. An ingredient she wasn't able to pick up when she went grocery shopping. They were either out or didn't go to the right store. I go there, I pick stuff up, I go to the gas station. When it comes to daily movement, I don't really go that many places. So when it comes to my daily carry, it's in a bag. It's just because that's the most convenient. When I go out, it's on my person. I don't see an issue though. I know some people that carry in a bag primarily. I don't see an issue with it. I'm pro carry. Just be aware of where it is. That's all.
Tib, how about you?
When you said, are there ways we shouldn't carry? I don't think we should carry when the trigger guard is not being protected. So if someone's just throwing a gun in their pocket and the trigger guard is not protected, unless the gun was designed for that, that's as long as you're being safe. Don't throw a loose gun in your pocketbook. I also off-body carry a lot, but just in the summer. As most people know, I hate shoes. I hate pants. I hate wearing a belt. I wear shorts every day. I'm blessed to work from home. And if I'm leaving the house, I'm either throwing on the beltless real quick, the Alias beltless, or I'm going to off-body carry in some sort of a fanny pack. I don't have a bigger backpack like Nate. I'll just use a small fanny pack. The Neomag hook and loop panel usually inside that backpack, inside that fanny pack. And this way I can still carry my keys and my wallet and my AirPods and a tourniquet and whatever else I keep in my little fanny pack. And I don't have anything in my pockets. I hate wallet and a lot of stuff in my pockets.
Well, and I do want to clarify that I carry the bag anyways every day. It's not like I carry a bag to carry a gun. I have the bag with me every day because I have my iPad, goes to and from work with me every day. I have a Plus panel in the bag with my charger stuff on it. I have a small med kit that's in that bag. I have multiple things in that bag.
It's just like your everyday bag.
It's my everyday bag. It goes with me
you.
pretty much anywhere. And I just add the gun is just another thing that's in that bag. So the bag, honestly, there's times that the bag's on my back and the gun is in my pants. If I'm going somewhere that I want the bag with me, but I want to have the gun on my person, it's just another option. That's all.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, there's so many controversial comments that we get with off-body carry, and it's like, you shouldn't do that, and it will lead to the next topic of like the speed of the draw or getting to the gun fast. But yeah, everywhere I go, there's a gun with me. In the office here, do we need a gun? We've got one almost in every room. So if something were to happen,
someone's responding.
We're well taken care of here. But in the environment that we're in, yeah, off-body carry can be conducive. And I would throw it back to people and say, like, okay, well, what if you have kids? What if you got kids wrapped around you and you're carrying, can you get to that gun? Or odds are it's probably not the primary go to the gun, right? It's probably move, get out of the way, get somewhere. But having the ability to have a gun close by, in my opinion, is a lot better than not having a gun at all. So whether it be off-body or as bad as I am, I wedge it in between my seat when I'm driving.
Sure.
If I don't have it on me, or I have a secondary under the seat in the back, I just always, being that my profession is in the firearms industry, there's always guns around me. I've always have my hands on a gun or a camera. So having that ability to store it in a bag. So I'm Jim Shorts t-shirts from Florida, right? Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather have it than not have it than, again, need it and not have it because off-body carry is viewed as a controversial way of carrying.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. I don't know if you ever heard of it's called the Neomag Alias Hard Mount. So instead of sticking your gun in between your center console, you can actually mount it. It's such a cool product. I have one in mine. I'll show you.
Hang on. That's such a nice plug.
You can mount it right on the center console, and it's secure and it stays in the holster.
Looks like Mike just bought a new truck. I just bought a new truck too, and I'm trying to figure out. I still
where to mount it, right?
This is kind of a side of it. I've been working on years now trying to figure out how to get an adhesive that works in all weather for a long period of time. That's a whole nother side thing. Yeah, I'm the same. I have my gun lives in my bag pretty much every day. Because most days I go from my home into the shop here and then back home.
Yeah.
And I have a safe full of guns in my office. And yeah, so it's
we even gym here. We're not going to the gym. So we gym here. We do all the things here.
So back when I used to go to a Snap Fitness, and I would go first thing in the morning. I was usually one of the only people there. And I'll be honest, I had a gun I had like a little fanny pack. I had a gun in a fanny pack that I would keep in. It was just in a cubby. We didn't have lockers or anything because it's Snap. But I was really the only one there, and I always worked out in this section of the gym where it was quickly accessible if I needed it to be. It was never between me and like another wall or me and in the front. It's not like it was at the front of the place. I was at the back or anything like that. I tried to keep it within a reasonable distance. And if for some reason it was a busier morning, then I would keep it even closer vicinity. The other day I had to run to the grocery store to grab something. So I took it out of I have my gun mounted with the Alias on a puzzle panel in a Eberly stock bag right now. I unclicked that. I clicked it on my belt, went in the grocery store, went home, took it back out, put it back in the bag, that sort of thing. I have older kids that frankly they've grown up around it, so they know, honestly, they know how to. If I asked them to clear your handgun, a handgun, all of them could drop a mag and rack it and clear your handgun. And, that said, I keep everything else locked up. So I'm very aware. When my kids were younger and they were more curious, then I would keep things locked up. But even still, they've grown up with me walking around the house, and they don't bat an eye at it. They're just so used to it.
Well, I mean, when I come home, where my bag sits in my bedroom, so I have a routine for where my things go when I come home. That way I don't lose it. It's literally just simply so I don't lose it. My keys hang in the same spot. My wallet goes in the same spot. My knife, my flashlight, AirPods, the whole thing. I have a location for all of it. Same thing with my backpack and my gun. Backpack sits down right next to, I have a small safe in my bedroom. It actually almost acts like a bedside table in a lot of ways. I open the safe, gun goes in the safe, close it up, lock it. It's very easy. Like, it's a very...
Most nights I grab my bag when I go up to bed. I just grab my backpack. It kind of goes with me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just goes to the same place. It's locked up and safe. And then when I get up in the morning, do combination, pull gun out, goes right into the bag, goes out the door with me. It's a part of my routine. Gun is never far from me, easily accessible to me. And if I feel like I'm in a situation that I may want to be able to access it quickly and easier, it goes on my person.
Right.
Let me ask you guys a quick question. Mm-hmm. The comment, I'm not talking about bags like what Nate has, a backpack, but those fanny bags, a sling bag type thing. I get the comment all the time. If you're wearing one of those, everyone knows you have a gun. And obviously I don't care because I wear them all the time. But can you guys address your opinions on that? Nate, I could see you. I could see right away. I think I have the same feeling you have. I don't agree with that. But what are your thoughts?
Well, so that style, wearing is, because typically it's worn on your chest. I know some people wear it as like a fanny pack style, but I feel like most people wear those at this point on their chest. If you go to any metropolitan area, so I'm going to use that term. If you go to any metropolitan area, so a city, a beach, any of those places, people have been carrying a bag on their chest, fanny pack style bag on their chest for the last 5 to 10 years. If you go out to California,
my mom always had a fanny pack. My mom and dad had fanny packs in the 80s.
Well,
that they always had. So
80s and 90s,
it's been a long time that people have had some sort of bag
specifically carrying it on your chest has been a thing for quite a while.
Yep.
My wife has been, this year, she went out and specifically purchased a small fanny pack as her purse, and she wears it on her chest. That's how she walks around and wears it. Everyone is wearing them that way. If you went out and purchased something that's OD green, covered in molly, strapping, and all of that stuff with
511,
sure, with Velcro and patches, yeah, sure. There's a point that you can make it scream tactical.
And it's generally when I see some guy who has like a fanny pack, chest pack on, it is not the pack that I'm like, oh, that guy's carrying a gun in there.
It's the guy.
It's everything else about the guy.
Right.
I'm like, that guy is dressed
in
all of the stereotypical.
Yeah.
He's got his grunt style t-shirt on,
yes.
and his 511 tactical pants, and his
T-Rex hat.
Yeah,
it's just. I'm like, if that guy wasn't carrying a bag, I would assume that guy's carrying.
Correct.
Yeah.
The bag itself is not a dead giveaway to
No.
me. I think it's societal. It's a societal norm at this point to carry that style of bag on your chest. It's just normal.
But who's saying this, right? That's what
So this is another
drives
thought
me
that
crazy. It's not the person that doesn't carry a gun,
right,
or that isn't out in public looking or scanning or situationally aware. They're probably clueless in their phone, not giving a care for the world. They're just focused on what they're doing. It's the person that carries a gun that says, I'm either armed and responsible, or I'm still learning and novice, and
Sure.
I haven't opened up my thought process to say there's other abilities and capabilities of carrying, that's going to complain or give you negative feedback. And it's like, I can't teach an old dog new tricks, but sometimes now it's like I can't teach young dogs new tricks either, because that's not the fastest, most reliable way. And I can tell you, I've been carrying a gun well before I was 21. I grew up around guns, right? but there's never been a time that I was first instinct was the gun is the first thing that I'm going for ever in my life, right? So it's again, it goes back to, is off-body carry a plausible way to carry? Yeah, absolutely. If the situation dictates, of course. But the people, again, tangent aside, the people that are going to complain about it or make these comments are the ones that are probably carrying a gun. The people that aren't watching our videos are clueless.
Yeah. So I've got two thoughts on this line of thought.
Yeah, go.
One is the people. Yes, the people who are saying this, that bag is a dead giveaway, are people that are very much in the know of gear, of carry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They are also code red when they're out in public
24/7
looking for things, which is great, which is what you should be doing. You are recognizing bags that are maybe more likely to have a gun in them and that sort of thing. Yeah, like Penguin. If you're carrying a JanSport,
as a grown man, it's pretty obvious there's something in it.
Yeah. So on the one hand, the people that are saying this are people that are like code red aware of everything. So of course you're going to notice, but you are not the person I'm worried about.
Not the threat.
You are not the threat.
And I'm not the threat.
You are not the threat. You're not the threat. Anybody that I see out there, frankly, that's dressed how we were talking about being dressed.
They're not normally the problem.
They're not the people that are the problem.
They could be.
I mean, they could be, but
that's the good person, right? That's the guy on my side.
If I see somebody that's got a Vertex sock pea bag on his chest, I'm like, I'm going to be looking for that guy if something goes down.
Yeah, that's my dude.
The other flip side of this is, and you kind of touched on this. So I was at like a local kind of, it was kind of like a First Friday type of thing.
Yeah.
It was another town over. I lost count of how many people I saw open carrying, and we could make this one other topic. I'm not really talking about open carrying, but I lost count of people that were open carrying. And I watched, I don't know how many people walk right by these people that are open carrying.
Not even know it.
And not even know. If people can open carry and people don't see anything, why do we care if we have a sock pea sling bag and wearing 511 at everything? Like, people are just so...
That's another podcast
so oblivious.
episode. Open carry versus off-body carry. Which one wins and which one loses?
One of the things I was going to say is I actually found, especially this summer, we just released the bat strap. Sorry, throwing a product spot out there, but we just released the bat strap with our new beltless. And I found that I'm carrying more frequently I'm wearing more frequently out in public athletic shorts, athletic wear than I have historically.
Sometimes no pants.
So that's just you.
No, you wore no pants first.
I have a picture.
I did actually.
I have a picture.
But wearing athletic wear of some sort out in public, which I don't have an issue people wearing it, but because I can't or didn't normally have an ability to carry that way, wouldn't wear that. But this summer I've been wearing it more frequently because of the comfort of that. And then I've been using those chest bags for carrying my phone, keys, wallet, and all of that stuff.
Yep.
So all these people are like, oh, I know there's a gun in there. I'm like, actually, it's not.
I'm still
carrying the gun.
I got snacks in here, guys.
Yeah, I'm just carrying this as my man purse.
But I'm wearing my shorts, and I don't want to carry all this other stuff.
Exactly.
In those shorts. Yeah.
So I've been using my super tactical chest carry bag for all of my other stuff. I did it the entire vacation when we were down in Kentucky because it was very comfortable. It was very nice just to have it all there, and was able to wear my nice, airy, athletic short shorts and not have anything in my pockets the whole time. It was great.
Who wears short shorts?
So Roger on YouTube says, sometimes for guys like me who don't have six packs like myself, off-body backpack and a polo shirt does not draw attention unless you are a gun guy.
100%.
Penguin said, that's why I don't focus on how much I'm printing anymore. So long as I'm not hanging out, no one is going to notice.
Yep.
And if they do, then it's not a big deal. Try not to print, but don't obsess about it. Yeah, 100%.
I say that all the time. I have some friends that do really panic about it. They want to buy small guns to make sure they're not printing. I say, you guys do what you need to do. But if you're worried about capability and shooting with that small gun, because it's a small gun with a small barrel and distance and all that other stuff, and said, buy a bigger gun because nobody's going to care about your printing because no one's paying attention.
100%.
Are you have any thoughts, Tim?
No, I agree. That's exactly what I was saying. Nobody cares.
Yeah. So I pulled a couple news stories. I thought I'd just kind of throw these out there for for maybe for more information. The first story I found is South Carolina. A woman uses a gun from a purse to defend herself and children. In early 2024, deputies in Richland County, South Carolina, responded to a call from a woman who had shot and killed a man in her apartment. According to the sheriff's office, she retrieved a firearm from her purse after a man forced entry into her home where her 2 minor children were present. She confronted him, asked him to identify himself, but he continued advancing. She then fired, killing him. Law enforcement determined the shooting was justified. No charges were filed, and her children were unharmed. So that was, I could not find a lot of articles. I mean, for one, like, concealed carry shootings are also just to begin with, are very rare. Now I'm trying to find bag carry stuff. But this is one I found. So, whether she's at home, you could say the same thing at, she's at a gym, she's at the office, whatever. She has a bag in the domicile with her, and she gets to it and was able to protect her kids and her family. So in that case, everything worked out great. She was able to she did not need a sub-second draw in this case, right? And I think that's something else that I try to challenge people on, or frankly, if I have the energy to challenge them on it, is we get so obsessed about sub-second draws. Yep. And I agree that, what does Scott Jadlinski say? We should have
we want to have a
surplus of...
Yeah, a surplus of skill.
Yeah, surplus of skill, right? If I have a 1 second problem, I would love to have a half a second skill set.
Right.
But I also might have a 10-second problem. And so I just need a 9-second skill set, right? So
talking about that shooter in the mall in Indianapolis,
yeah,
where the guy shot him across the food court. Maybe was it? I think it was in Indianapolis. Anyways,
yeah,
the individual that got shot, the shooter that was in the mall, he got shot across a food court. The guy that shot him took time.
Yeah, he actually
braced himself up on a pillar
and
took the shot. You want to talk about a 10-second problem? He took the time, so he would have been able to pull the gun. Yes, Patriotic Penguin said it was Dickens. So yeah, look that up. He braced himself up on a pillar and took the shot. He would have been able to pull that out of a bag and line himself up and get all of that stuff. That's a 10-second problem. The chances of you needing a sub-second, the reason you need a sub-second draw is because someone's got a gun on you, and there's a whole nother set of issues there.
Yeah, a sub-second draw is not going to help you in that case. So the greater thing that we need is awareness. It's just
correct.
Is somebody pounding at my door? And they're forcing their way in? Is there a disturbance across the mall from me, across the church from me? Is there right? The chances of us needing a sub-second draw are immeasurably small. However, I still think it's a skill set.
Yeah, we're not saying don't practice.
Yeah, we're not saying don't have a sub-second skill set. I'm saying
don't get so caught up in it to disregard another option.
Yeah, I mean, it looks tactically superior and it's great in competition, but in that sub-second, have you morally cleared that threshold to say I'm taking a life and justified it and legally said I'm backing my decision in that time frame? Right.
Yeah. And I've seen security camera video where somebody needed a sub-second draw.
Yeah, it's not,
and they did it. I'm not saying that it is not possible. And frankly, this is one of those things that you have to consider 100%. If you're going to off-body carry.
Yep.
How quick am I going to be able to get to it? And if I can't get to it in this amount of time, is that going to be a problem?
Right.
Like you kind of just have to make that call for yourself. The three of us and Tib, I think you too. Unless you're going to the beach, you probably spend more time around masses of people maybe than what we do. Tib, like we live a pretty kind of recluse lifestyle, I guess, where we just kind of come to work and back, and we don't do a whole lot.
So exciting.
We're not in cities.
Nope.
I do everything I can to stay away from a city. So we're not in cities where we have to worry about that. We're not going to crowded beaches and all that. So
small town Ohio is not overly dangerous.
No, not saying there can't be, and there hasn't been, but it's not something that is overly concerning.
Yeah, I put a good statement here. Was like, is this the time to go for the gun, or is this the time to stay in the fight another way? And like Scott said, and if you have a 10-second problem, it's great to have that 9-second skill set. This correlates perfectly to that. It may not be in the situation that I need to have that skill set to get that sub-second draw. I may need to find another way to stay in the fight, right? And one thing on that, on the speed of the draw or anything, it's fight or flight. And there's the fight mode, the flight mode, and the freeze mode. And we always seem to negate the freezing in training, that we just lock up, but it happens, right? And that's one of those things we take into consideration. But
For sure.
one of those things, I love that analogy of, if I have a 10-second problem, I need a 9-second skill set, right?
And if I still have a sub-second skill set and a 10-second problem, I'm even
better.
more ahead,
Right.
right? Were you gonna say something else?
No, I was going to say, with the right bag too, you can get a 1.5 draw. Like I am average shooter, and you get a quick draw bag, like the 945 Industries or something, you can get a 1.5, no problem. So you still, like you said, need to make that decision if that's quick enough for you, but it's not like it takes 7, 8, 9 seconds to draw from a bag with some practice.
Yeah.
It's, again, always the goal as a responsible gun owner carrying, whether off body or on body, is to be situationally aware of what's going on present around you and to be actively alert. Again, we're not going to look for a gunfight. We're going to be protectors and providers in that sense. And that's where having that skill set's great, but being able to predict or assess a situation before it escalates, that's using discretion.
And get out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And discretion is faster, in my opinion, versus sacrificing, or discretion is faster than the speed of the draw.
Yep.
Less
For
legal
sure.
bills.
So I also came across 5 other articles. I got just kind of one sentence things here. These are notable public incidents involving purse carried guns. Again, I couldn't find a whole lot of like fanny pack draw things, but women have been carrying purses for a long time. So these ones did not go so well. The first one is a mall food court in Florida in 2023. So at Brandon Town Center Mall, a woman reached into her purse in a food court and her handgun accidentally discharged. The mall was temporarily closed in confusion over an active shooter report. No injuries were reported and no charges were filed. Big Lots store, Georgia in 2025. Inside a Big Lots in Covington, Georgia, a woman's purse fell and the handguard inside discharged. Must have been a P320. Two people
Shots fired.
Two people, herself and a relative, were wounded, one in the ankle and the other with a ricochet. Police treated it as an accident and will not press charges. Walmart checkout in Massachusetts in 2021. This is not where you want
You
to have.
can't have guns in Massachusetts.
That's illegal.
A 31-year-old woman shopping in Northborough, Massachusetts, accidentally fired her 9mm handgun while digging through her purse at the checkout line. The bullet hit the floor. No injuries were reported. She is facing potential charges for discharging a firearm near occupied buildings.
That's a fun charge.
Yeah, that's not going to go well. Restroom bathroom in Indiana, in New Albany, Indiana. A woman set her purse down in a restaurant bathroom. When it fell, the gun inside discharged, striking her in the head via ricochet. Her injuries were non-life threatening. Jeez.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I should not be laughing, but
in Miami, parking incident. Parking. This is really sad. And while parking, a 2-year-old grabbed a gun from his mother's purse and fired it, wounding himself in the leg. The mother, Christina Doyle, now faces criminal negligence charges. And I think I've even seen other stories of like that happening when the kid like killed his mother and stuff like that. That's so. I did want to. I want to try to be as fair to both sides of this conversation as possible.
there's bad ways to do it.
There are horrible ways to do this, and
Like
here,
without a holster in a bag.
frankly, it was way easier to find these.
Yeah.
Way easier to find these news articles than it was
A good one.
than a good shooting.
Yeah.
Coming from a bag. I can almost guarantee you all of these were unholstered.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
Like, as I'm reading through those,
guaranteed.
Reaching through the
Guaranteed.
bag, gun goes off.
maybe the last one, maybe it wasn't. 2-year-old grabbed a gun. He may have been able to unholster. The dropped guns going off, that does concern me a little bit more. I doubt these women are carrying P320s, even though that's like an easy fodder to throw out there.
No holster dropping with a bag that has
Bunch
A
of stuff
boat,
in it. Yeah,
right,
sure.
a
Yeah.
tank.
Yeah, I guess so. Something could be in the trigger well and it gets dropped and it goes off. I could definitely see digging around in a bag and it going off and stuff. So it was very easy to find negligent discharge. And thankfully, none of these, there were any serious injuries, although I don't think it shot is ever not a serious injury. But goodness, if you're going to carry in a bag, at least have it holstered. And this is a product shout out and also kind of a PSA, but just if you're going to bag carry, have your gun in a holster. But even more important, well, not more important, just as important to me is having that holster secured somehow in your bag with Velcro. If there are so many bags, if you're a woman, there are so many bags out there now that are like really high end, nice leather and cloth bags that look fantastic,
Mhm.
that are meant for carry. I wish I knew some of the brands off the top of my head, but I don't. But look into those bags somewhere where you can secure your holster inside of it. With the alias system, you can actually use the same holster that you're carrying, that you carry on your belt.
What?
In
Say
your
what?
belt lists. You can also attach onto these hook and loop receivers and stuff like that.
That Tiberius is showing right now.
I have made a point with my. There you go. A tip showing it for the video people. He's got a holster and a hook and loop receiver inside of a fanny pack. So that same holster that he has in that bag, you can unhook. You can take out of that receiver and you can click it into your belt. So you're not taking a handgun that no longer has a trigger guard covered. It stays covered. It's in your holster, and go from one place to the next. That is one of the whole reasons why I came up with the alias system, is so that you can have a gun safely in a holster the whole time. Well, it's going from one place to the next. And this whole thing was not a setup for product pitch. I promise you that. But there are other products on the market. I will tell you, go and use something, whether it's our product or somebody else's. Use something. So, yeah.
To carry safely.
You went.
Well, I think we're ready. You're at a good segue point right now. I'm just saying.
I am in a good segue.
I have more things to say, so keep going.
I had some other talking points here, just to kind of wrap a segment up. If you guys want to add anything, please, by all means. So the first couple were questions.
Go.
Is a gun nearby better than no gun at all?
Yes.
I think
Assuming it's safe in a safe condition.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yes,
Maybe.
but
Yes, but it depends on where you're at.
location,
If
people.
you are in a busy metropolitan area or something like that, I don't know. If you're in a busy gym, if you have young curious kids, there are things to consider.
Yeah.
In that, and when you answer that, so yes, but is the answer. I would agree. Is the speed of draw worth sacrificing?
No.
It depends on what the sacrifice is. If I had sacrifice a half a second for an off-body carry on a fanny pack, for me, yes. If I'm sacrificing 10 seconds because I got to run across a parking lot to get to my car, no.
Yeah, I would say a gun in a car is doing you, and you're not in your car. It's basically doing you nothing. It's helping when you're in the car, but it's not doing anything for you when you leave it in a car. And that's a whole other thing. I do not think you should leave guns in a car. I wish I could say that I'm 100% perfect with that all the time. But yeah.
Yes and no. It's a double-edged sword. Like this is one of those that you could do situation or scenario based, where you could say, yeah, I need the speed of the draw, or you could say, I'm probably going hands-on first. I'm in a pushing, shoving match, grappling match. I'm using discretion to decide is imminent danger or threat that qualifies me to potentially draw my weapon and take a life. So,
yeah. Next thing I had is, if you're going to off-body carry, do these things. I had kind of three main things. Keep it on you when possible. So even if it's not off-body, it's basically it's body adjacent. It is very near to your body because your bag is attached to you.
Yep.
The next thing is, if it's not on you, hide it or secure it. Right? If it's in a bag, maybe don't put the bag on the kitchen counter in the middle of the room.
Sure. Maybe
Maybe find a closet to put it in or something like that. You also have to kind of ask, is it too far gone over there? That might be something you have to consider. The last thing I had is holster it in a bag. Even better,
Always.
even better with retention. There are actually not a lot of them, but there are a few concealed carry handguns that have retention.
You can still carry holsters.
Yes, what did I say?
Handguns.
Handguns. Sorry.
Concealed carry. That's cool. And a handgun that has
good
its own
retention.
retention.
Concealed carry holsters that have retention. I've had one or two of them in the shop here. I didn't love the holster, but I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
You can also use a OWV holster with retention in a bag.
Yeah.
So
They're usually bigger. That's the biggest disadvantage to it.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
just one more thing to consider. All right. That was kind of, you guys have anything you want to add to that?
No, I think that's pretty comprehensive. Oh,
The last thing I had
Yeah,
was
the last part. Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Be stupid.
That was the last thing.
Greg, use your head.
Dang
Use your head.
Dang it, Tim. Just say it first.
Use your head.
Use your head, Greg.
Yes. Use your head. And I do want to say this, especially if we start pointing people to this conversation later. When you are responding to somebody else who does something differently from you,
Be kind.
be kind, be civil. Maybe ask some questions before making judgment. Say, what is your lifestyle like? Where do you normally spend time? Do you have kids around? There are some other, as we talked,
There's elements.
There are some buts to all that stuff.
Yes, but
So also don't be an a-hole.
Don't be
I'll
stupid.
throw that in there too.
use your head.
All right. Moving on to this one.
Gun and a radio. Not exactly Christmas, is it?
Were you expecting an exploding pen?
Always.
We don't really go in for that anymore.
Grappling hook watch.
Good luck out there in the field. And please return the equipment in one piece.
Inspector Gadget.
Brave New World.
Brave New World.
Okay, Inspector Gadget was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Ooh, yeah.
I want the coat. The trench coat.
For our equip segment today, we always like to talk about practical tools, skills, and knowledge to empower you guys in your pursuit of life and liberty. We do have a discount code for our insiders today. It is, what is it, Nate?
Accuracy plus.
One word, accuracy plus.
20% off if you are a Neomag insider.
The next 36-ish hours.
But you have to be a Neomag insider.
Got to join. It's free.
Mike,
So-
how do you join, Mike?
Hey, you can go to the website, the Insiders Club, neomag.com. Check it out. Top right corner, you can search if you can't find it in the search bar, and it's free to join.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, make sure you're logged in. So this week I asked Tib. So if you guys don't know, Mr. Tiberious Giblin over here has his own YouTube channel. He's a famous YouTuber
Famous.
He's a big deal.
who
popular.
Stop it. Stop
who
it.
reviews products. Mostly firearms, which unfortunately we're not able to show firearms that are being touched. If we could figure out some way to, I don't know, to make them suspend in air and not touch them, maybe we get away with that.
Probably not.
Probably not though.
Put him on a wall.
So that does really kind of throw a wrench in Tib's repertoire of things to review over there. But we do have something. You do have something, right, Tib, that maybe even kind of relates to today's conversation.
Yeah, I kind of started showing them off. I have a love for these off-body carry bags. I have reviewed a ton of them. I want to stress, don't be stupid. Don't put the bag down. And I think most important, the thing we haven't touched on a lot, is make sure you practice with them, both dry fire and live fire, because there's a lot more things that can go wrong drawing from a bag than there is typically drawing from like appendix or something. So please, please, please make sure you practice. And then figuring out what bag makes sense for you. There's a lot of good bags out there. The Vertex bags are wonderful. Grab bag makes a magnetic bag that's really, really fast. There's tons of options out there. I wanted to show 3 of them really quick. This is probably my favorite. It's 945 Industries. And the thing I really like about them is they have this huge strap that sits outside of the bag, and it's a very, very quick draw. You can easily pull this bag open and draw from it in, like I said, second and a half, no problem, with a little bit of practice. And from them, they do sell holsters with Velcro backs. So if you're misguided and you don't want to do the Neomag alias, there you can get a Velcro back holster. This one doesn't have the ton of storage, even though it's a very quick draw. Another one we've shown here on the channel before is a Victos upscale bag. This one has a magnetic flap, as Greg has put me onto this bag. This bag's fantastic. In that magnetic flap there, it's all your EDC stuff, your keys, your phone. It's really fast and easy. It's a little bit slower to draw from this bag because you don't have that big flap, but it has a lot more storage. So if you want some more storage, this is a great option. And there's another version of the Neomag hook and loop. system as well.
That's actually the one that I've been using this summer, even without carrying a firearm.
Mhm.
And I actually used Victos has, I think they call it their hooky accessories. That's just a bunch of little pockets that are Velcro equipped. And I have one of their Velcro pouches on the inside of the concealed carry pocket for anything outside of the phone and the wallet and the keys to use the concealed carry pocket for. I love that bag.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
I use it too. Love it.
Yeah, I've never had a bad Victos bag. They do a great job. The last one I want to mention, give an honorable mention to, I just started testing this one. Sorry for the camera. This was from Mission First Tactical. If someone doesn't want to spend a ton of money, this one's a little more affordable. Sub $50, and it still has a ton of storage, works with the NeoMag alias, and it's a very similar design, but sub $50, good quality, tons of pockets. That one's pretty good as well. But I think the point is figure out the bag that works for you, because there's a lot of pros and cons to all of them. And there's a lot of choices out there.
Yeah. There's also a handful of sling bags that are very nice. I don't have one, but I've messed with the Everly stock
Yeah, it was a nice bag.
sling bag. I love. I do want to get one. I have so many bags. Me and Bagger, or me and Nate, or
Me and Bag.
me and Bagger,
Me and Bagger.
me and Nate have a bag problem.
We do have a bag problem. 100% have a bag
Yeah.
problem.
I'm right with you.
Yeah, they're handy. And
Right off on camera, we have a stack
yes,
of bags
a
that
lot
have
of
been
bags.
shelves
used.
of bags we've used just for content. That's it. It's like don't have time to carry them all.
They're great though, all of them.
That would actually be a funny video. Like 17 bags on at once.
There you go. Just have a gun in each one. And
17 different ways to carry.
I like it. Luke says, I have the Everly stock sling and it's great.
That's actually Brett C. He said that his son hijacked his YouTube
Oh.
account. So
And now Luke's going to get all the credit for the
Yep.
comments.
Luke gets the credit, but his name is Brett.
Mr. B says, I like the magnetic bag. There's another magnet, or was it the grab bag that you showed?
Yep, he showed
I have it right here. One second.
Yeah.
So the grab bag, the entire bag is magnetic. So you just give it a tug and the whole bag opens up.
Yeah, that
So-
thing's so fast.
That's going to be your fastest one, no doubt.
The only bummer about the grab bag is the lack of other
Yeah.
storage in it. If you want to use the bag for anything other than the gun, there's not
It's
a lot of
limited.
storage
Yeah.
with the grab bag. I think every other bag that you showed, Tib, has
pockets.
pockets and extra space for other non-firearm related items, whereas grab bag is pretty specific to just carrying a gun.
I think that's kind of where sling comes in as a better all-around tool.
Sure.
Yeah, the grab bag does have two pockets. They're just smaller than other bags. The Victos and the Vertex have the most storage.
Like I said, the Victos is my jam.
Yeah.
They're little upscale sling bag, whatever they're calling it.
I keep it hanging around my headrest on my truck. It's just always there if I need to.
Mine's
Why
packed
don't
up
you grab
going
it?
to goals with me now in the truck.
It's the jam.
Because
Solid
I have taken it from my big daily backpack, and I need to go into a store, but I've left the gym and I'm not wearing pants or belt. I don't have my beltless with me, but I always have the fanny pack around my head, my headrest. I'll take my gun out of my backpack, put it in the sling bag, and throw that on and go into the grocery store. So
Yeah.
having these options is always a great thing.
It holds a lot of cash too. When I bought my first truck, I gave $10,000 in one.
That's a horrible idea.
Why-
I had to
Do
sit
we-
there. I
do-
didn't know they were going to make me sit there as they counted it because they didn't have one of those machines, but I thought it was cool.
So did you like dump that on
it
the
was
floor and
$9,980.
like roll around in it first?
No.
Like to be Scrooge McDuck?
Before I went there, I had it. Just throwing it up everywhere. But
Mike, why did you have $10,000 in ones? What did you do to get that many ones?
I was working private security and
Private something.
I was getting paid,
Private.
and a lot of times it was
Emphasis on private.
Yeah, emphasis
tipping
on
ones. Yeah, so, but no, my first truck I did. I thought I was the coolest guy and also the jerk, and then they got me back because they didn't have one of those cash counters, so we had to count it by hand.
So I was reading some comments here. We could really keep going on the
He said private
on
security.
the bag chat stuff.
Privates.
So when I was looking at Penguin says, when I was looking at carry purses for my wife, most of these were trash and cost way too much. I've seen some great ones. Tib, you and I, when we were at NBS last year, we stopped and talked to a lady that had a bunch of bags. And there were actually a couple of them that were that I would have carried. That were just really nice leather, very low pro looking bags, just nice looking bags, and everything was really nice, at least that I picked up. So there's some nice stuff out there.
Yeah, Luke said Premier Body Armor makes great armor, and there's a lot of their bags and everything that works with it. And there's a lot of bags out there now that are compatible or have those slots that you can put soft armor in, which is nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Great application, especially for kids, because kids are always going to have backpacks and traveling, going to and from, visiting friends. So,
I had one more thing I just want to let everybody know. I have it sitting on the desk if one of you guys want to grab it. So we are starting Friday. We're going to be doing a little kind of promotion. Friday through Monday, we're gonna run it. We have these alias keychains. It's gonna show it to you guys who are on the video chat. Just a little nylon webbing keychain. It has a alias clip on one end.
Trying to get the magnet. Hold on.
There's a magnet sewn into the webbing, and the magnet does a couple things. One, when you are not using the alias clip for it, you can actually fold the clip up, and that magnet holds it up, so you don't have this kind of metal clip dangling around. The other thing it does is now it's not going to hold a ton of weight, but if you have, I don't know, if you have a handful of keys on there or something, you can actually magnet this keychain to, let's say, your fridge or something like that. So that's kind of one way there's two ways that you can use that magnet that's in it, and then there is like a 1-inch ring or something on there that you can put your keys on. So that keychain retails for $15-$16, something like that. You're going to get that for free when you order a belt receiver, or alias belt receiver with belt brackets. So the belt receiver we have in stock is the 1.5 inch. I don't think we have it in the 1 3/4, which we don't move a lot of those anyway, but we have 1.5 inch receivers. You buy one of those, it's $36 for that. You get a free $15 or $16 keychain. That's a pretty good deal. It's kind of like a nice little inexpensive bundle promo that we have going on this weekend. So you guys can,
such a great hand model.
Feel free to hop on that deal starting Friday. We'll be sending an email and text and all that good stuff. It's just going to be an automatic thing. You don't need a code for that. Just when you add the receiver to your cart, it should automatically add that keychain to your cart. So handy little thing to have. If you already have alias, it's great to just kind of have another receiver sitting around, or maybe you already have a keychain, but you need another receiver. I don't know.
I have it on my keys, honestly.
Yeah.
If I'm not using a tie strap for my keys, I take that and just lock it into my alias belt, and
I like the magnet.
It's great.
The magnet's super handy.
Yeah,
I love magnets. If you guys knew that, I love magnets.
No one knows how they work. They're magic.
They are magic. All right, we're going to head into our last segment here.
You know, you say you've been walking for 30 years, right?
Right.
Have you ever thought that maybe you were lost?
No. No.
Well, how do you know that you're walking in the right direction?
Walk by faith, not by sight.
What does that mean?
It means that you know something even if you don't know something.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't have to make sense. It's faith. It's faith. It's the flower of light in the field of darkness is giving me the strength to carry on. You understand?
Do you understand?
I just want to say that I wholeheartedly relate with his character in that movie. Where he just, no.
The kid's following you around asking you questions. No.
Just stop asking me why.
No.
Just,
are we there yet?
No.
Yeah, she is kind of
sorry.
That.
Yeah,
but she's trying to understand
why.
No. So our faith and fuel segment, we'd like to pull some verse that just can encourage you, bring some clarity, bring some conversation. Whether you're a believer or not, I think these verses are just going to be helpful things to even just think about in general. So today's verse is out of 1 Timothy 5:8. And this, to me, this verse kind of related to what we talked about today. It says, but if anyone does not provide for his relatives, especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. This is a hard verse.
Ouch. A little harsh.
This one kind of whacks you upside of the head. And this, when people ask me about being a believer and caring and that sort of thing, this is one of the verses that I do pull out and bring up. Is we are called to, again, this is where life, liberty, and equip comes from. We are called to be a provider and a protector. It's why we, the whole point of this podcast is to talk about things where, and how we can be better at all those things. And so, what does it look like? So the first question I thought about is, what does it look like to provide and to be a provider? What's it look like to you guys?
That can mean a lot of things.
Yeah, man,
Right.
that opens up the conversation for a lot of different topics.
I think most people are going to assume when they hear provide, they think financially provide. But like Nate said, it can be so much more than financially. It's emotionally support. Of course, it's financial support. It's mental. It's, providing whatever people need to be successful in life. Go back to the conversations we've had about raising kids the past couple of weeks and making sure they have everything they need to be well-adjusted and godly kids. And providing, it takes many different roles depending on who and what you're talking about.
And to give a little context, because I hate when people just pull verses, like cherry pick a little verse and throw a ton of meaning behind it. But I do think I don't think it's out of the realm for us to use this verse in this context. But to give context up to this, Paul's giving instructions for the church. He's talking about how to take care of older men and older women in your church, mothers, younger women, and how to take care of people in your church, and especially widows who do not have anybody to take care of her and that sort of thing. And then he throws this in verse 8 here, and it says, "But if anyone does not provide for his relatives," so he opens it up even more to relatives, and then especially for members of his household. So he's saying, we need to take care of the widows and the elderly, and even the young women in our church and all that. But there's not really much excuse out there. Are those people to take care of? But then he opens up even more of, we all have relatives, and because we all might not have anybody in our household, but we all have relatives. How are we providing for the people in our lives? So, yeah, I just want to give a little context there. So, yeah, what does it look like to provide? And I don't think it's something we have to take the time to make an exhaustive list, but I do think it's a good exercise for all of us to take some time to do, of what does it mean to provide? Because there's financial, there's mental and emotional, and obviously there's physical, which is kind of where more I was going to go off of, just based on today's
discussion.
So, and part of that is don't be stupid and use your head. Because if you're going to take care of your kids, maybe don't leave an unsecured gun loose in a bag in the back seat with your kid, right? So,
or in the purse in the checkout line.
Yeah, just innocent bystanders. If you trying to be a provider, if you are more dangerous to those around you than you are actually potentially helpful, maybe you need to reconsider carrying a gun, especially loose in a bag in a purse,
or take some training.
Right? Exactly. So
come sign up with us. We'll train with you at Neomag's range.
I think when we ask this question of what does it look like to provide, I think don't be stupid and use your head is a legit big thing to think about, because just having a gun does not make you a protector.
Nope.
In fact, you're probably more of a liability if you don't know what you're doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Agreed.
So the other question I had when I was reading this is, why is not providing, like denying the faith and worse than an unbeliever? I kind of wrote a question there, but like, what's your guys, or the answer to that a little bit there, but what's your guys' thoughts on that?
I think the question of what does it look like to be a provider is a question that I've asked myself so many times in growth and throughout the evolution of me getting older. As I age, I always thought that financially, that was a solid goal that you had to be able to provide financially, spiritually, and physically. And I don't disagree with any of those, but I think to be a true provider, in my opinion, is to constantly seek growth in yourself. And that is in all aspects, from financially, spiritually, physically, mentally. Because if you can find your happiness in yourself and your abilities to handle all of those as your own, I think that's the time that you can then give that to others, is when you're content in your own self. And that's something that we talked about in one of the other episodes, was content versus happiness or emotion, and being in that constant state of growth of, I want to be better in all aspects of life. And we're not going to be, we're going to fail, but that's that motion, that moment of learning and becoming more, that gives you that ability to then give those qualities of what it is to provide.
Right. That's good.
I think what Paul's saying too is, if you know that if you're a believer and you know you're supposed to provide and take care of others, especially the less fortunate, and you choose not to, that's worse than an unbeliever, because you should know better. If you are a believer and a follower, your job is to be like Christ. And if you're choosing not to, that's even worse.
I would even go further than that. It's not that your job, we're called to be Christ-like. If we've chosen to be believers, if we have accepted Christ as our Savior, the Holy Spirit should be making us more like Him. We talked last week about the fruits of the Spirit, which is a part of this, which would drive some of that provision, I think, drive you to provide, having those fruits, which is a direct result of the Holy Spirit being in your life. But we're called to be Christ-like. Christ is the great provider. So one is the other. And to not do that means that we're not doing the one thing He's asking us to do.
Right. Yeah, we're being selfish and not thinking about others. And
Do you think in today's world that we are as close to our families as maybe in the 60s, 70s, 80s, family and moral and values seem to be a true conviction, but now it seems to be different. And I see it with you guys. Your families are close. You're always with your family and there to help. Me being at distance, I have distance from my family, but text away, phone call away, FaceTime, we're constantly there. But do you see that as a shift today and just the world that we live in today, that the family is, I think we're definitely divided?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say a lot of today's families are at a distance from each other. They're not, back in the day, you had 3 generations living in a house together.
Right.
And you're kind of expected to stick around as the next generation.
And look at different cultures. So many different cultures look up and revere the elderly in their family. And
right.
We don't do that as much here.
So I guess that leads to this question, is the follow-up question is, how would you show your faith, or in this provide for your family if you're at distance? How can you better yourself as a person and or your relationship with your family and spiritually with Christ, with family that may not be in the same household or in the same state?
That's a good question.
I don't know that I have an answer to that.
That'd be one I would definitely pose, even to myself, because I'm asking myself that now.
Well, so my 2 younger brothers live in different states. My youngest brother has always lived in a state very far away from me. And so I try to make it a point. I do a horrible job. I do, compared to what I want to do, I do a horrible job at this, of taking time to actually call and actually talk. We text, me and my brothers and my dad, we have a text
Emotional
chat.
provision versus physical provision.
Yeah, we are in constant communication, but it's pretty rare that we really have a good heartfelt conversation of,
sure.
How, looking in somebody's eyes and saying, how are you?
Right.
And really being able to talk is not as easy.
Patriotic Penguin actually threw a really good verse in there, John 21:15. I'm going to read a little bit more than even what he said, but it says, This is a conversation between Jesus and Peter. When they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Feed my lambs." He said to him a second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep. Truly, truly, I say to you, when you were young, you used to dress yourself and walk wherever you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will dress you and carry you where you do not want to go." This he said to show by what kind of death he was to glorify God. And after this, he said to him, "Follow me." Just talking about those different kinds of love, right?
Yeah.
Different ways of showing love and providing.
Yeah. His answer was, if do you love me? Are you loving them?
Correct.
Are you loving the
those that are
innocent?
around?
I mean, is there anything dumber or more innocent than a lamb?
Chickens.
They're pretty dumb.
But that's
the baby chickens.
Nobody
The
cares
baby
about them.
chickens are so dumb.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. So they're not very cute.
No.
Lambs are adorable.
Lambs
They
are soft and lovely.
They're adorable. So like, are you? And there are several other verses I could pull up on the same thing of.
But it's a great point.
If yes,
is
are we loving the least of these?
Yep.
Are we taking care of them? I think I could speak for myself. I probably don't, to the point that I should. And this is I think if we were to answer this question honestly, I think we could all probably do it better for our families, and even better
for those around us.
For those those that are innocent and helpless that are around us. Chickens are brainless mini T-Rexes.
He is 100% correct.
But they're delicious.
T-Rex nuggies, dino nuggies.
By upholding laws and truth, and this is Mr. B, by upholding laws and truth and justice, yet never forgetting to show kindness and forgiveness. Does Neomag have training scheduled?
That would be because of Michael's comment about training at the Neomag range that we don't have.
Dynamic shooting sports, our home range.
To answer you, Roger, no, we do not have training scheduled. Michael's just making up ranges that we don't have and training that we don't do.
That is a dream that we have of being able to do.
We'll get there
one day. Would love to do that. Actually, we don't really have any other. We haven't done any training, like gone for any training this year, have we?
You and I are shooting with Shane.
Yeah, we're going to shoot
in a couple weeks.
I mean, we kind of trained a little bit ourselves, yeah. But hopefully. So,
anyways,
good. You guys have any other closing thoughts or questions or snide remarks?
I'm always full of snide remarks.
Usually have lots of those. I gotta move this little guy here. All right.
Wrap it up.
Thanks for tuning in to Life, Liberty, and Equipped. If today's conversation challenged you, encouraged you, or helped you get more equipped to pursue your mission, share with a friend, drop a comment, and please leave us a review.
Don't forget, we go live on the Neomag YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be part of the next live show.
And if you're not already part of the Neomag Insiders Club, now is your opportunity to gain access to early Neomag gear, exclusive content, and front row seats to everything we're building.
Until next time, live boldly, stand for liberty, and stay equipped. We will see you soon.
Bye.
See ya. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on with us today for the live podcast episode. As always, go check out that discount code, whatever I said it was.
Yeah, we I appreciate you guys that hopped in. And
yeah, thank you so much.
There are a lot of people chatting today. And
Accuracy Plus for 20% off for our Neomag Insiders for the next 36-ish hours, 20% off if you're a Neomag Insider. We really appreciate you guys jumping in today and participating in the discussion. It was awesome.
Absolutely.
On Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You guys are all fantastic.
Guys, if you have not liked, followed, or subscribed to our YouTube channel, please be sure to do so. We have several different social media platforms from Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, where we post our content, and Discord now.
Discord.
We're very active on Discord when we can be.
I've been doing a lot better.
I have been doing a lot worse.
Have you?
Yes, me too.
Well,
Greg's doing great.
I'm trying to pick up a little of your slack then.
Thank you.
There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work.
We're not exactly selling this, guys.
Oops.
My bad.
You should go to our Discord. It's the best.
Greg's there.
Please hit your favorite podcasting app. If you enjoyed today's discussion, go hit your favorite podcasting app and leave our podcast a discussion. It's just Life, Liberty, and Equipped, or just Life, Liberty, Equipped podcast.
Yeah, please leave reviews. That helps us so much. We should. That's why I said please, please, please many, many times at the end there.
We appreciate it, and we will see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Bye.